use just a 5-minute chart. One of the things that we want to use is whatever tools we have available to us. Keep an eye on that green line up here. This was a good defense by the shorts. We said the same as yesterday. The same idea is held true. So all we know is that we have come back to test yesterday's low. We've rejected the high zone, but we have not broken the low zone either. So learn to put that into perspective. And this is already a good day for the short side, but nothing conclusive, right? Still have the gap down here. We're evolving in time. This is a 10-minute chart, not the 5. Can't get faked out just by the 5. So here's a little bit deeper look. And if you have a chart that's relatively clean and you can scroll back and see things, then it's a little bit easier. So this support area from yesterday is still support until broken. And if you spread out this blue line over time, you'll see how we were way above it, and then we've come back and oscillated over and under it, and this has flattened out, which basically signifies range. So this 1500, Zeke's call this morning of a potential range that he'd like to see first traded right on the money. So we rejected the high, and so far we've tested this low area that held yesterday. So if you want to see what's coming at the next level, change this to a 15 and see, is that still supporting the same notion? And then something like a 30 to see the same ideas that will change as time evolves. And this will continue to run this way. So basis a 30-minute chart, we can see where that gap is. So we need the 30-minute chart to continue to push. We need to take out this 98 to ever get down here and close that gap. So this was, in my opinion, a great trade by the shorts. Convenient trade. If they give it to you at the top, you take the short. Try to get your gap closed. And then if you have a trailer, that's where you win. Second entry today worked pretty well. And we call these 7 1/4 demons. So for those of you who understood that, 7 1/4, 8 area that we said would be very pivotal today, great trade. So, go play golf. Zeke, go buy a snow shovel. Get ready for that snow you're going to get. And keep an eye on time. Okay, if we get a breakout today, we already know that we had, before we work on our subsequent targets that could be projected for today, you've got to break yesterday's low. And we had 775 as the MM. I'm not shoveling for you. No. What do you think I came to the sunny skies of southwestern Florida? MM. We're keeping the same resistance that we had. Look at the secret code on the money. Pivot point today we had at the 6 area. So that was just a wonderful flip there. And a good example of how you cannot get faked out with a 5-minute chart and say, okay, this has got to be support. Eric, I'm glad we had that conversation early because I had a feeling we were coming this way because these were starting to bunch together a little. And that's why I wanted to make sure you don't just rely on this, especially in the first hour. I mean, in the first and last hour, especially, can totally ignore the moving averages because it's a much more emotional time. So congrats anybody that had a great trade here. Lock something up. If you want a faster chart because it's moving, put on a 2, fine. And you can see the rotation, right? Said that 5 1/4 zone was going to be pretty important. And all this chug, 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 and then 1 or 2 bars, bang, you know, totally undoes that. That's the nature of the short side. Okay, if we're looking at a previous low that is held from yesterday, this is the RTH, and the lower lows down in here are obviously the Globex lows. So I like the way the short side has come out today fighting. Got a couple more minutes short side. This 1500.5 is being attacked, and that is the angel from the previous day, and that was pre-market, if you'll recall. So trailers, just hold trailers another couple of minutes. Keep an eye on time. And this is the biggie right in here, 1500. And then take something right here, that 99.75, remember? And then the 98.75 was a holder. So we are attacking all those traders that came from that 98.75, and they're now being questioned. Should I hold on to this and defend it or not? And anybody with a lick of common sense should you never let a winning trade turn into a loser. Outstanding trade. And we said, you know, you can't get faked out by blue skies. Stops down. Move them down. At 98.75 was that last launch, and we said possibility if we get something rolling here to target that 98. Here it is. Beautiful trade. I've got flip-flop target at 1500.5 and then the 97. So T2 is 97. If you got the 1500 to 98.75, lock something and keep a small piece. When you recognize a side is trapped, that's where you want to press. You can add when that sucker is screaming down, and there are traders that are just trying to get out. So we broke the overnight low, and that triggered all of this. Gap, don't forget, it's down at 93 area. $97 coming. Say, yeehaw. Beautiful trade. All right, if you get the 98 to 97, make sure you get paid 10.25. Take something. And if you've had a great day, don't shovel your own driveway. Pay somebody. That's all I can say, Zeke. All right. Locking it. Okay, our T2 was 97. And there's a gap. So if you've got a trailer that you want to manage, fantastic. And if you've had a great day, there's no need to fight this.